Now, I don't know what this image did to me, but I ended up liking it, reposting it, and saving it. Anyways, though, it's that time of year again. My gosh, I feel like this is the only anime that everybody, or at least a good amount of people, especially that are into romance or have ever came across this movie or this anime, comes to watch every single year. This is like a, natural reoccurring phenomenon for some and certain anime watchers, and this anime is none other than Your Lie in April. Now, you might be asking how and why is this a reoccurring thing? Well, because the anime is called Your Lie in April, as well as when you watch the anime, it's another April without you. The characters meet in April, and somehow, some way, one character just doesn't meet up in April anymore. It's just a very rough and, watered down explanation, but spoiler alerts for those who haven't watched it. If you want to know and want to be spoiled with this is where a romance anime where the heroine dies. We have our main character Kosei, who is a prodigy at playing the piano at a very young age. His mom takes advantage of it, tries to gain popularity with that, but then he starts losing I guess, like the meaning of how to play music. He can't hear music while playing it because the way his mother treats him. It's a very traumatic experience for our main character, but after long years of, certain things happening with his mom no longer being alive anymore, he has completely lost the meaning, or I guess the motivation, to ever play music. And that is until he comes across a very, happy-go-lucky, on the surface at least, young girl that is around his age. And I feel like then and there, he kind of already saw a spark within her and was about to start this journey of falling in love with her. And they go through a lot of things throughout the entire story, but one small detail that you do see within Kaori is that her color slowly fades, and it is the saddest thing ever, especially on your second watch through. Because on your first watch through, you really don't see it and notice it that much until like the super later half of her illness taking over. You can definitely see the color palette change on her pretty soon. But it gets even worse because, they have a promise together, and this is where all the red flags start appearing, because yes, there's already a major red flag with her having an illness, but there's an even bigger one with a promise where they will play together at a big concert. Guess what happens? They don't meet up. Nope. She ends up getting hospitalized. Kosei plays the song without her, and you get this very beautiful visual playing throughout the entire last scenes of them playing together. My gosh, man. And just right here alone, this is probably one of the best performances of the voice actor for Kosei, at least the Japanese voice actors, as well as the English one. Let me give him credit as well, because while you hear Kosei beg for Kaori not to leave, oh my god, dude! The floodgates opened for me. The floodgates started opening like at the very beginning of, I guess, losing her life slowly as her life was completely being drained. But literally, that last scene, dude, it's like the Hoover Dam just bursted, and my tears just couldn't stop. They started and couldn't stop throughout the last episode. Like, it was happening the entire time, and it was absolutely tragic. I mean, I don't understand like how an anime could do this to me. Lo and behold, it happened. But it's a wonderful story. Now, I also want to give credit to the soundtrack within this anime as well, because it was magnificent. You do hear a lot of classical, I guess, bops in there. You got, I'm not pretty sure, Mozart or Chopin and everything like that. Chopin's Ballad or Ballade or whatever it's called. But you do hear a lot of recognizable classical pieces, and beautifully done. That's as far as the anime goes. Now, if you want to hear the themes and all like that, I really don't do analyses all that much, but you do see that there's more to life at the end of it all, or whatever. I really don't. Again, I'm not a good analysis or an analyst, but essentially from what I've seen is that no matter how bad things are, how difficult things get, just keep going. Things are always going to get worse, but things are always going to get better as well, and it's better to look at the where the grass is greener. And I know I'm completely butchering it and, absolutely giving a terrible rundown on the actual beautiful message that this anime does give. So if you're not satisfied with what I am telling you, I highly recommend watching it all over again. Now, this is the whole phenomenon that this anime does to you. You watch this every single April, or at least if nobody tells you to, you think about it yourself. You're like, you know what, I'm gonna go and watch this another April, and then again, and then again, and then again, and then you realize that no matter how many Aprils you have watched this anime, it feels just as bad as you did as the first time. Like for me, this is my 5th time watching it this April. I think last year I still bawled. Now I'm going to assume that this is going to repeat as well. I'm going to cry the last 2 episodes uncontrollably. I think that's fine. I really do think that the impact is still there. Now, one thing that people do say about this anime is that it's not that sad, or it's not, you know, kind of cheesy and they couldn't get through it all, which I 100% understand. You know, we get it. You punch metal for fun. Keep doing that and being a tough guy. And obviously, I'm just joking, but I understand why not many people really watch this series or actually feel the impact on it enough, because they probably watch things a lot more sad before watching Your Lie in April. I mean, if you've watched Clannad, this is a cakewalk for you. If you watched I Want to Eat Your Pancreas, this is a cakewalk for you. And if you watch Plastic Memories before this, probably on the same level, if not just a tad bit worse. But I think that this one, you know, Your Lie in April, is a little bit more sad than Plastic Memories. It all just comes to like perspective and, you know, what hits harder. This one hit hard, really hard for me. I think this was my first, I guess, romance slash sad anime that I've watched. It wasn't my first romance, but it was definitely one of the most tragic, at least for me, when it comes to a heroine dying. Holy shit, dude. I'm going to go ahead and watch this all over again, and if anything, I think I'm gonna go and make it to where April is going to be my saddest month of the freaking year, because it's been a while since I've watched I Want to Eat Your Pancreas, Clannad, and Plastic Memories, and I really do think that I'm going to watch it as a little social experiment, you know, see what all these animes can do to the human body, to the human mind, the psyche. And if you have any more sad anime recommendations, mainly involving romance, drop them down in the comments below. I would like to see and hear some of them, possibly ones that I haven't watched yet. I mean, the ones that I have mentioned in this video, I've already watched maybe once or twice, but mostly just once. Let me know if y'all guys do this as well to yourselves. Do you watch Your Lie in April every single April, and do you start bawling your freaking eyes out just like I do? But anyways, that's all I really gotta say. I know I do this to myself every single year. I don't know why I'm going to make this year specifically a lot worse. I mean, I'm really curious to see what I could do. Anyways though, if you made it this far into the video, why not drop a like and subscribe, as that does help around my channel a lot. And if you made it this far, again guys, appreciate y'all for hanging around. Y'all have a wonderful day, and I'll see y'all next time. Adios, guys.